Did you know that most people follow the same rules about money, yet remain trapped in debt and far from achieving financial freedom? This happens because the true rules of wealth are not taught in school or discussed in everyday conversations. Today, you'll discover 7 golden rules that almost no one knows, principles that can completely transform your relationship with money. And pay attention, the final rule is the most powerful of all, and it could be the dividing line between those who merely survive and those who achieve true financial independence. Chapter 1. The Hidden Secret of Wealth. Few people realize this, but wealth doesn't start with money, it starts with mindset. Before any investment technique or business strategy, there's a pattern of thinking that separates those who thrive from those who just survive. It's a simple yet powerful secret. The way you view money determines how much you'll be able to achieve. Throughout our lives, most of us have been conditioned to see money as scarce, almost unattainable. This belief limits our choices, actions, and consequently, our results. People who believe money is always in short supply tend to spend recklessly or avoid learning how to manage it, perpetuating a cycle of scarcity. On the other hand, those who understand that money is a tool, not an end in itself, begin to use it strategically. This shift in perspective opens doors to new possibilities, such as disciplined saving, smart investing, and spotting opportunities that previously went unnoticed. This is the hidden secret of wealth. It begins in the mind before it materializes in your bank account. No fortune is built without first cultivating a firm mindset of prosperity paired with consistent action. Here's the first lesson I want to make clear. If you want lasting wealth, start by fostering an abundance mindset. Because what you believe about money shapes all your financial decisions. Chapter 2. The First Golden Rule. Pay yourself first. Most people work hard, receive their paycheck, and immediately pay bills, debts, and expenses. The problem is, by the end of the month, there's nothing left for themselves. This is the trap that keeps millions stuck in a cycle of scarcity. They work, pay everyone else, except themselves. The first golden rule of wealth is simple and transformative. Pay yourself first. This means setting aside a portion of your income, before any expenses, to build your future. This amount isn't leftover, it's not what's left at the end of the month. It's a priority. It's the first brick in your foundation of financial freedom. It may seem small at first, but consistency matters more than the amount. Saving 10% of everything you earn is enough to build the habit. Over time, this sum turns into investment capital, generating new streams of income that work for you. Imagine someone who, for years, never saved anything but decides to start setting aside $100 a month. In a few years, that money, when invested, can multiply and open doors to opportunities that once seemed out of reach. What seemed impossible becomes reality because they had the discipline to pay themselves first. This rule teaches something powerful. It doesn't matter how much you earn today. If you don't learn to save a portion now, you're unlikely to save when you earn more. True wealth begins with the decision to value yourself before valuing others. Chapter 3. The Second Golden Rule. Live below your means. The second golden rule may seem obvious, but it's ignored by most. Spend less than you earn. It sounds simple, but in a world that encourages constant consumption, living below your means is almost an act of rebellion. Many believe happiness lies in acquiring more possessions, more clothes, more technology. The problem is, this endless race consumes not only your money but also your peace of mind. Spending everything you earn, or worse, spending beyond that with debt, is like trying to fill a leaky bucket. No matter how much money comes in, it always slips away. Living below your means doesn't mean living poorly or giving up pleasures. It means making smart choices. It's choosing the security of a stable financial life over the stress of living on the edge. It's understanding that every dollar saved today is a step closer to freedom tomorrow. A practical example, someone earning $3,000 a month who spends $2,900 lives in constant financial strain, always on the brink of debt. Another person, earning the same but organizing their life to spend $2,400, creates a $600 monthly margin to save and invest. Over the years, this difference turns into wealth. True wealth isn't about showing off, it's about living strategically. Those who master their spending gain something money alone can't buy: peace of mind. And that peace is the solid foundation for building a prosperous life. Chapter 4. The third golden rule: make your money work for you. Working for money is the path most people follow. You dedicate hours of your day, energy, and effort in exchange for a paycheck. But there's a pivotal shift. True wealth comes when your money starts working for you. Investing is the clearest way to make this happen. When you put a portion of your savings into assets that generate returns, such as stocks, funds, real estate, or even a small business, your money begins to generate more money. It's like planting a tree. At first, it's small and seems to yield little, but over time, it provides shade and fruit. The secret isn't chasing quick wins or financial miracles, but cultivating patience and consistency. Even modest investments, when made with discipline, grow exponentially over the years. Time becomes your greatest ally. A simple example: someone who invests $500 a month in assets yielding an average of 0.7% per month could, in 20 years, accumulate a sum that completely transforms their reality. This growth didn't come from working harder, but from the power of compound interest. When you understand this rule, you realize you don't need to work until the last day of your life to survive. If your money is active and multiplying, it becomes a silent partner, building your freedom while you live. Chapter 5. The fourth golden rule: protect yourself from bad debt. Debt can be a silent thief of wealth. Many don't realize it, but by taking on bad debt, they're trading part of their future for fleeting pleasure. This is one of the biggest financial traps out there. Bad debts are those that generate no return. Financing clothes, electronics, or vacations on a credit card is a classic example. You spend now and pay for months, sometimes years, with interest that only adds to the burden. The result is simple: instead of building wealth, you're financing the bank's profits. On the other hand, there are strategic debts, like financing a rental property or taking a loan to start a profitable business. The difference is clear: bad debt takes money out of your pocket, while good debt puts money in. A practical example: imagine two people with the same salary. One chooses to upgrade their phone every year on installment plans, constantly owing money. The other, more patient, avoids this expense and uses the money to invest. In a few years, the wealth gap between them becomes enormous. Protecting yourself from bad debt is really about protecting yourself from impulsive choices. Before buying, ask, will this put money in my pocket or take it away? An honest answer will be your best guide to avoiding financial traps. Chapter 6. The fifth golden rule: invest in knowledge. There's one type of investment that always yields returns, regardless of the economy, inflation, or crises: investing in knowledge. This is the fifth golden rule of wealth, and perhaps one of the most overlooked. Many think learning is expensive, but in reality, staying ignorant is what costs you dearly. Every book read, course taken, or mentor listened to expands your ability to make better financial decisions and spot opportunities you'd otherwise miss. Knowledge is an invisible asset that multiplies when shared. Unlike money, which can be spent, learning accumulates and strengthens over time. It's what transforms an ordinary person into someone capable of creating value, starting a business, or investing smarter. A clear example: someone who invests in a personal finance course learns to organize their spending, save efficiently, and invest wisely. This knowledge can yield more than any short-term financial investment because it changes behavior forever. The lesson is simple: never hesitate to spend on something that expands your mind. While money can be lost, knowledge endures and becomes the fertile ground where true wealth grows. Chapter 7. The sixth golden rule: have patience and a long-term vision. Haste is the enemy of wealth. In a world that glorifies instant results, patience has become a rare but essential skill for those who want to prosper financially. The sixth golden rule reminds us: wealth is the result of time, discipline, and consistency. Many fall for the temptation of shortcuts, believing in promises of quick money, easy schemes, or miracle investments. But these paths almost always lead to losses. True wealth is built gradually, like a seed that grows day by day into a sturdy tree. A long-term vision protects us from impulsive decisions. Instead of thinking only about the next month, We start planning for the next years, decades, or even generations. This mindset brings clarity to invest calmly, weather crises, and reap rewards at the right time. A simple example is compound interest. Someone who starts investing early, even with small amounts, accumulates more than someone who waits years to start with larger sums. Time is a silent multiplier that rewards only those with patience. So, if you want lasting wealth, learn to respect the process. Haste may bring fleeting gains, but only a long-term vision ensures true, enduring prosperity. Chapter 8. The Seventh Golden Rule. Create multiple streams of income. Relying on a single source of income is like walking a tightrope. One misstep can throw you off balance. The seventh golden rule teaches that true financial security comes from diversification, having multiple ways to earn money. Many believe their salary is enough, but reality shows that a single income rarely guarantees freedom. An unexpected event, a crisis, or a job loss can jeopardize all the stability you've built. That's why the wealthiest don't rely on just one foundation, they build multiple pillars of support. These extra streams can come from investments, side businesses, rental properties, digital content creation, or even small services in your spare time. Each new income source adds a layer of protection and accelerates your path to financial independence. A simple example, someone relying solely on a $3,000 salary has limited finances. But if they start investing and earn $500 monthly in dividends, plus take on a side gig that brings in $700, their income rises to $4,200. That difference, accumulated with discipline, transforms their reality over the years. Creating multiple income streams isn't a luxury, it's a strategy. When money comes from different sources, you gain not just stability but the freedom to live with less fear and more choices. Chapter 9. The Invisible Enemies of Wealth. Financial poverty doesn't always stem from a lack of money. Often, it comes from invisible enemies within us and in our daily lives. Recognizing them is essential to prevent them from sabotaging your journey to wealth. One such enemy is procrastination. Delaying important financial decisions, like starting to save, invest, or learn more about money, turns time, which should be an ally, into an enemy. The later you start, the harder it is to catch up. Another silent enemy is comparison. Spending to impress others, chasing status, or trying to keep up with a lifestyle beyond your means can lead to financial ruin. True wealth isn't about appearing rich, it's about being rich. Lack of discipline is also a formidable adversary. Even high earners can end up with nothing if they lack control over their habits. Small daily decisions like impulsive purchases or unplanned credit card use slowly erode any chance of building wealth. These enemies are invisible because they don't show up on bills or bank statements but manifest in our behaviors. Only by identifying them can you overcome them. After all, it's not enough to earn money, you must protect yourself from the traps that prevent it from growing. Chapter 10. The Importance of Surrounding Yourself with Good Financial Influences. There's a saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. This applies to money too. If you spend most of your time with people who spend recklessly, live in debt, and don't care about the future, you're likely to follow the same path. Financial influences shape our beliefs and habits, often unconsciously. Friends who encourage overspending, family members who don't value saving, or colleagues who mock those who choose to save can become silent obstacles on your journey. On the other hand, when you surround yourself with people who talk about investments, businesses, projects, and growth, your mindset begins to shift. You start seeing new possibilities, learn from real experiences, and feel motivated to grow. A clear example, someone surrounded by a group that only talks about debts and bills is unlikely to feel inspired to invest. But joining a community of investors, even as a beginner, motivates them to take the first steps toward prosperity. So, choose carefully the voices you listen to. Surround yourself with people who push you to grow, consume content that inspires you to learn, and create an environment that fosters smart decisions. The right influence can be the nudge you need to transform your financial life. Chapter 11. Final Conclusion. The Path to True Wealth. Now that you've learned the 7 golden rules of wealth, along with the greatest enemies and allies on this journey, one thing should be clear: true prosperity doesn't happen by chance. It comes from conscious choices made every day. Every financial decision, no matter how small, is a step toward freedom or enslavement to money. You've learned that wealth begins in the mind, that you must pay yourself first, spend less than you earn, and make your money work for you. You've also discovered that protecting yourself from bad debt, investing in knowledge, practicing patience, and creating multiple income streams are essential pillars for building something solid. But knowing isn't enough. Knowledge only becomes power when put into practice. Hearing these rules and continuing to live as before achieves nothing. Action is what separates dreamers from achievers. Remember that time is your greatest ally. Don't wait for the perfect moment. It will never come. Start today with what you have and where you are. The discipline of now will be the harvest of your future. True wealth isn't just about accumulating money. It's about achieving freedom, peace, and purpose. You have the principles in your hands. The next step is yours. Choose to live differently and start paving your own path to financial independence today. If this audiobook brought clarity to your financial life, don't let it be just another story you heard. Turn these lessons into action. Apply each golden rule, share this knowledge with those you love, and remember, wealth is a journey, and you've already taken the first step. If you want to keep learning, reflecting, and growing, follow our upcoming content here on the channel. Each new chapter is another opportunity to strengthen your mind and your wallet. Thank you for staying with me this far. Now, the choice is yours. Continue as you are, or start writing from today your own story of financial freedom.